Imagine a world where every child can walk into school without fear of violence lurking around. Picture a workplace where employees feel safe from the threat of gun violence and where the sound of laughter replaces the echoes of chaos. Now, contrast that vision with the stark reality that we face today. Mass shootings, rising gun violence, and communities torn apart by fear as we navigate the complex landscape of gun control. One question looms large. Can we find a balance that ensures safety without infringing our constitutional right? As the debate surrounding gun violence continues to intensify, there is a growing consensus that addressing this complex issue requires a multifaceted approach. Key components of effective gun solutions involve the execution of comprehensive background checks, the establishment of red flag laws, and the significant investment in community programs and mental health services. Let's start by looking at the problem of gun violence. Gun violence remains a significant public health crisis in the United States, manifesting in various forms, including mass shootings, homicides, and suicides. In 2020, the Gun Violence Archive reported that over 34,000 gun-related deaths, highlighting the urgent need for effective gun control measures. The Gun Violence Archive also reported that in 2021, there were over 600 mass shootings, underscoring the alarming patterns of these high-profile acts of violence. These incidents contributed significantly to the public fear and highlighting the urge for gun control measures. Understanding the root causes of gun violence is crucial. Gun violence is a multifaceted issue driven by a combination of factors that include socioeconomic disparities, access to firearm, mental health challenges, and cultural attitudes towards guns. The economic inequality of poverty can lead to higher rates of crime and violence towards guns. Research from the Violence Policy Center indicates that poverty and lack of access to education are significant contributors to gun violence. For instance, studies have shown that neighbors with high rates of unemployment, and income inequality tend to experience higher rates of gun-related homicides. While the prevalence of firearms increases, the likelihood of lethal encounters increase as well. According to the study published by the journal Injury Prevention, states with higher rates of gun ownership, they have all been linked to an increase in firearm homicide rates. The analysis found that each percentage point increase in a gun ownership was associated with nearly 0.9% in firearm homicide rates, suggesting that the greater access to guns correlates with the higher incidence of gun violence. Addressing the root causes of gun violence is essential for the development of practical solutions, not only to reduce immediate risk, but also to foster long-term community resilience and safety. Investing in community programs and mental health services is a vital solution for addressing gun violence at its roots. Community programs such as the youth engagement initiatives, job training, and conflict resolution workshops can provide individuals with constructive alternatives to violence and fostering a sense of belonging and purpose. A study published in the journal JAMA Network Open found that cities that invested in community-based violence intervention programs saw significant reduction rates in gun violence. For example, programs like the Cure Violence in Chicago, which focuses on interrupting violence through trained violence interrupters, have demonstrated success in reducing shootings by as much as 40% in targeted neighborhoods. Enhancing mental health services ensures that individuals have access to care and support they need, reducing the risk of violent behavior tied to untreated mental health issues as well. Research from the National Institute of Mental Health has shown that proper access to mental health services can significantly reduce the risk of violent behavior. For instance, increased access to mental health treatment correlated with declines in suicide rates, which account for a large portion of those gun fatalities. In 2019, a study highlighted that states expanding Medicaid to provide better mental health care experienced a 6% decrease in gun-related deaths. By recognizing the critical importance of investing in communities, programs, and mental health services, we can pave the way for comprehensive strategies that not only address the symptoms of gun violence, but also tackle its root causes, ultimately fostering safer and healthier communities for all.